I was a Marine Raider in Special Operations, top of the Marine Corps food chain, maybe, sort of. I don't know. And a few years later, I was sitting alone in an empty house, divorced, broke, and closer to ending my life than anyone knew. This is the part of the story the recruiter never tells you. What happens when the mission ends, but you're still here. So for years, I was the guy that everybody would call, and then it ended. The day that I got out, there was no ceremony, no moment, just a piece of paper, and out the door I go. And the door shut, and I couldn't walk back in if I wanted to. And I went from operating at the highest levels a man can in the military to a civilian nobody overnight. And I got a good contracting job supporting the Marine Corps. And man, I was making big money. And I was stoked. And I was like, as long as you're making money, then you're good. And about a year and a half into that, then one Monday afternoon, I took a phone call in the bathroom. And mid-P, my team lead tells me, hey man, your contract is terminated. And I walked back into the classroom full of Marines, I had 26 guys that I was training there, I had 3 guys downrange that I was supporting, and I put all my stuff in a small box and left in the middle of the day. Later, I found out they kept the entire system that I built and rolled it out without me. Whatever, it's their intellectual property. I had a lot to learn. But that's when the real fall started. The bitterness got so deep that I had a surgery, and I even cut out my Marine Corps tattoo of my arm. Think about that. I cut the thing out that I bled for out of my own skin. Thing that I worked so hard to get into after 2 felonies and almost 2 years of letters of recommendation and appointments and boards and all this kind of stuff. It took me almost 2 years to get in. And then the thing that I fought so hard, I cut out of my own body. And then, what are we talking about? Now we're talking about divorce. And then suddenly the house that used to be full of, noise and my daughters and everything that's going on was 2,600 square feet of silence. A mattress on the floor, nothing on the walls, just me and old Leo, my golden retriever. Days would go by without me speaking to a single human being in real life. And then there was a night that came around that time. There's a night that came and that I almost ended my life. I was in my home office. I saw a photo online. 2 of my closest friends out to dinner with their wives, having a great time. I wasn't there. I wasn't even thought of. And something in me just kind of broke. So I grabbed a gun, got in my truck, and I drove to the beach that I loved. And I walked down to the far side of the pier down there in Surf City. And the point was that I was going to take my own life. And I thought, well, it's on the beach. It'll be an easy cleanup. Somebody will find me. It's not in the house, not a big mess. And that's that. And I was pissed, man. I was pissed at everything. I was fed up. I was exhausted. I wanted to rest. And I felt like my whole life had been a lie. All this work and all this fighting for and all this accomplishment for what? For nothing. That's what I felt anyway at the time. So here I am, feeling like I've lost everything and broke and lost my girls and it was in a bad way. And so of course I'm pissed. I'm starting screaming, and almost until my lungs gave out. Then it went quiet, and I heard the waves. I remember taking my daughters to that exact same beach and chasing those waves, and I saw their faces, and I put the gun back in my pocket, and I walked back into my truck, which was hard because I remember all the dialogue in my head saying that they'd be better off without me, and that they'll move on, they'll find somebody who will really love them and take care of them, and all this thing that the inner critic and the inner bitch tells you, which is all lies, all absolute lies. And I remember at that time, my ex-wife was still there, and I walk in the door, and I felt like she probably knew something. And I walk in, and she's white as a ghost. Didn't say a word. And what do? I knew something had to change, but I didn't have any tools at the time. So what I do, I go pour another big drink of whiskey and keep on going. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because I know some man out there is watching this is closer to that beach than he's letting on. And here's what I learned that night. And it wasn't that I wanted to die. It was that I wanted to stop the pain. Those are not the same thing. And what pulled me back wasn't willpower. It was that I had something outside of myself to live for, 2 little faces. And if you're in that place right now, hear me. The version of you that is collapsing is not the real you. It's the low point, not the verdict, okay? Reach out to somebody today. If you've got no one, well, then use the veteran crisis line at 998 and then press 1. What I would like to do is challenge you to stay, because the other side of this is real and I'm proof. So losing everything didn't end me. It became the foundation I rebuilt everything on. But I didn't rebuild it alone, and neither should you. So this is the reason why, and this has saved men's lives, and I can confidently say this, but I built a free series called Reclaim the Man Within. The man standing in the rubble who doesn't know where to start. The link is in the description. You made it through the mission. Now I want you to learn how to make it through what comes after, because the best is always yet to come. Chapters close. Close this chapter. And if you're afraid to close this chapter, just know that the next one that you write might be the best chapter of your life. So I want to see you in that free series. It's a free coaching series. It costs you nothing. And if you want the book that I just launched on Amazon, it's Reclaim the Man Within. It's not a long read. It's not even complicated. It's just a bunch of stories. No pictures. Sorry this time. But it's a good one. So I challenge you guys to take that step and to read this book. Go get that free series and then message me if you need me. See you in the next one. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate that. Remember to like it. Remember to drop me a comment. I want to respond to it. I'm actually the one responding to the comments. And if you like this video, you're going to absolutely love this one right here.